Very good afternoon, friends. This side Rahul Magan here as a Group Chief Executive Officer, Treasury Consulting, and also a venture capitalist. As we speak on 20th October 2020, Standard and Poor, who is having 11 sectors, I really don't know how many of you even know that. Standard and Poor is having more than 500 listed stocks, but somehow people call SPX 500. That's one thing. Another thing is Standard and Poor is having all these 500 stocks are divided into 11 different sectors. And so because no one can list all 500 stocks one by one, so US authorities divide this into 11 sectors and they compare the sectors. As I speak on 28th October, almost all 11 sectors are down by more than 2%. Holistically, Standard and Poor is down by roughly 3%. And as I speak with you, I'm looking at my Bloomberg TV and I can clearly see that Standard and Poor is at July level, which means that the 3 months of gain which the index got wiped out only in few hours. And the reason is very simple. The reason is the virus, because there are many intelligent people who claim that the reason is the US elections. Like today, when I was, viewing one of the articles on the Bloomberg, the hedge fund desk, the big hedge fund players, they they predicted that the US elections ended as a chaos, and now they are saying that it would be a blue sweep strategy. Many people came to me and said that you predicted this and this doesn't happen. First of all, 90% of our predictions turn true. But I don't say this to hedge funds because I know that hedge funds are not Brahmaji. They are not Lord Shiva who can see everything what is going to get happen, to be honest. So they are neither Lord Narayana, not Lord Shiva, nor Brahmaji. So I can clearly understand that in the beginning there were a clear consensus that US elections were ended as a chaos, and now it is a blue sweep strategy. We already made a video pertaining to the blue sweep strategy on our YouTube channel. You can look at that. It's absolutely complimentary. But a right batsman in a cricket is one who makes score when no one else scored. And when I speak this, I always remember Mr. 360 degree AB de Villiers. I don't know which park of the park, but he can hit any park of the park. It's all his wish where he wanted to hit. So this is one news I have. I decided to monetize this news and I opened my terminal and I start computing. From the last 1 hour, I am doing a research on that, and of course my research not yet concluded. You know that I am a person of research. Rather than looking at a media, I first do my own research and try and comfort myself whether whatever media is saying right or wrong. I did some spread because the one thing I clearly understand that okay, when I speak on 28th October, gold is around 1880. But I also understand that one of the great gentlemen, he clearly said that we underestimated the virus. Or there was some interview which was going on the Bloomberg TV, and he said that we underestimated the virus. And I think I'm in sync with him because we really underestimated the virus. And as I speak, the world is around 44 million plus cases, and unfortunately, these cases are rising. Europe today, Germany and France both went ahead and they said, hey guys, let's have a clear cut lockdown. And if I remember correctly, Germany closed all restaurants for another 1 month because winters are slowly coming in Europe and US, and of course the Southeast Asia like India, Philippines, and rest of the countries. And Germany and France are the two powerhouses in Europe. when I say powerhouses, I can say that they are the most powerful economies in Europe. I'm not saying they are equal to China or they are equal to US, but when I consider European Union, then they are the powerhouses. So if lockdown happens in these places, then I'm sure that other European economies, small economies, will definitely go ahead with the lockdown. And this lockdown will not only dent the European GDP, but also make life tough for European Central Bank, who is already struggling with huge balance sheet. And precisely speaking, Bank of England governor said multiple times, sometimes directly, sometimes indirectly, that hey guys, I am very much comfortable if there is a negative interest rate scenario, because he understands things from a holistic angle, which most of the people don't. And now, guys, one thing which is slowly emerging up in discussions, which was there 2 months ago, but now, after few basically till 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, this talk was somehow missed, which was negative interest rate in US. Many different economists of the globe have started concluded that US is heading towards a situation whereby the Federal Reserve firepower is almost limited. And I think they are getting a little diplomatic, to be honest. The right statement is when the Federal Reserve firepower is zero. Because Federal Reserve did with ETF, they did with bonds, they did with cash, they did with different measures. In fact, they clearly said that forget rates hike, let's have zero till 2024. That is what it is, and that's very important. And if Federal Reserve goes on a toss, then I really don't know how I'm going to explain this. Because one thing I clearly understand that this would be the most messier situation that would be for the globe. Yesterday, US indices crashed. We saw the reflection today in Asia. Today also US indices crashed. Tomorrow you will see the reflection again in Asia. And I'm telling you, this is not US elections. US elections is separate. This is virus, and this was bound to happen. This was bound to happen because we ignored this. And even today we are ignoring this. Like the social distancing, like the mask, and all these things are completely outrightly ignored in many countries of the globe. And majority of the countries are not even taking this seriously. That is the most important thing. And end result is that the numbers officially is 44 million and unofficially everyone understand that. This will not only trigger a huge movement in US dollar index, but this will trigger movements in euro, probably GBP, Swiss franc, Australian dollar, and definitely gold and silver. And this will also put undue pressure on the central banks, to go ahead with some measures which they are always reluctant to do. And I think they are right when I say they are reluctant to do. So guys, we really need to understand that we are heading in a territory which I think that is something uncharted territory. So the definition of the uncharted territory is when we ourselves do not know what is going to get happen. This is uncharted territory. And mind you one thing that you need to understand very carefully, that as I speak, it is not risk off, like which was there 4 weeks ago. When everyone was selling, just they closed their eyes and they were like selling blindly. So today there is no risk off. But God forbid, if another 2 days US market corrected and Dow Jones, which is, if I say right now, it is around 26,650 something. If it comes closer to 26,000, then risk off is not in books. It is going to be a reality. And guys, today, when I was looking at Bloomberg, I got two different information, and that really frightened me, to be honest. What frightened me is number one, the largest ETF, exchange traded fund of the globe, is facing withdrawals, outflows. And I myself not sure how many of you understand ETF very well, how many of you even know ETF very well, but that is going to get happen. And guys, shall I show you? I have ordered 4 books from Amazon, and the total cost of the book is more than 40,000, and these books cover ETF. We are doing extensive research in the ETF market, and 2021 we will launch multiple new service in the ETF market. So if the largest ETF of the globe is facing withdrawal, it is just like, for a minute I assume that the most powerful e-commerce company of the globe, Amazon, is facing the heat, then what about the small e-commerce player? They are gone. That is, if Amazon is facing the heat. And another thing which I got to know today is that, which is more frightening to me, is that, the hedge funds who made their bets like a chaos, now they are reversing their bets. Being a hedge fund, we understand that it is not at all easy to reverse your bet. It is not a cricket match, wherein if one ball wasted, you can try your shot on the next ball. Situation is little severe, and we need to take it more seriously. That is, I think today is definitely Wednesday, tomorrow Thursday, day after Friday. If tomorrow and day after this situation will continue, and God forbid if Dow cross 26, break 26 and reach in the territory of 25,500, then I really do not know what is going to get happen, because one thing I know that if this happen, then ETF player will start selling. And if ETF players will start selling, then only God knows what is going to get happen. So we would like to warn all people, please be careful, take holistic decision, and in these tough times, the rightest strategy is to stay away. I don't know you understand this proverb, but I have a friend in the Navy, and he said that one of the beautiful proverbs in Navy is that when there is too much thunderstorm happened in a sea, then the best sailor is the person who, rather than showing the courage, will take the ship to the shores and wait by the time the sea is not settled. The time he see that the sea is settled, then he will enter into the sea. And I think this is the rightest strategy, because he is responsible for many things. Similarly, I would like to let people know that today the situation is turning little serious because of the virus issues. And unfortunately, there are many talks about the vaccine, but to be honest and with due respect to all companies, no talk is conclusive and nothing is on the table. That's more important. So this is what it is today. We are definitely evaluating this situation very well, very deeply. As I speak, we are exact 6 days away from US election, while Trump administration and Biden administration both are busy in doing multiple meetings. In US parlance, we don't call this rally, rather we call this as a meeting. They are doing the meetings, and only God knows what would happen. But one image which I got on the Bloomberg today, that image really put me in a little trouble, and that image was at key states of US like Florida, Arizona and all. The difference between Trump and Biden, some places it is less than 2%. Some cases it is around 3, and in some cases it is around 5%. Any great statistician in this whole globe understand that 5% is nothing, because it can even encountered as error of estimation. Because while polling, many people say that, example, I'm an American national, I poll that I'll go for Trump, example, and as soon as the election come, I change my mind. I'm going for Biden, or maybe vice versa. right? But your poll on me predicted that I'm going for Trump, it means I'm pro Trump, right? And by the way, poll is on a limited people. You cannot have a poll on whole US. It is 70,000, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000. That is the maximum you can do. So we need to be very careful in that regards. We need to be on a high alert because the situation is now literally real trouble. But I don't think that this situation will continue to be troublesome. This is what the market is. Markets are always like sea. Sometimes sea is calm, enjoying. Sometimes sea is like this, and you need to prove your mettle, your strength in the sea. And sometimes sea is mix. And I think this time sea is little like this one. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting. You know our WhatsApp 9818485155. But before I conclude, one thing that really worry me is that how operators in India are going to be utilizing this situation. I think this situation is too much conducive for bears. Are they going to be monetizing this? I don't know. Are they going to be not monetizing this? I don't know. But I have identified few stocks wherein they may monetize this. And we are consistently evaluating this. This is Rahul from Treasury Consulting. You know our WhatsApp. Have a great time ahead.